effect from these European countries or communist countries. The families pay.
Here's Gartner. Laidlaw's back. Gartner comes across. Stopped by Van Beesbroek. Throws it behind the net. Penalty called. Penalty called on Laidlaw, taking down Mike Gartner with 3:50 to go. Seemed like the play had ended. Laidlaw gets called for tripping. Caps on a power play when we come back. Our next Rangers telecast over WOR TV Channel 9 will be Tuesday night, December the 30th at Pittsburgh. Rangers and Penguins, 7:30 from the Igloo. So be with us then. We'll celebrate New Year's Eve a little early with you. 3:50 to go. Caps on their third power play. They're 0 for 2. Had that two-man advantage for a minute and 11 seconds. Rangers penalty killing was outstanding. Kissio falls down. Christian is there with Patrick. They're on top of the puck.
Good work by New York. They did not win the face-off, yet Washington, with the extra man, were unable to control the puck. So they knocked off 10 seconds off of the clock.
The penalty was Laidlaw for tripping at 16:10.
Family Day, an afternoon contest.
Pretty good crowd here at the Capitol Center. Short of a sellout, but a pretty good crowd. Pavanka with Christian and Gartner up front. Murphy and Stevens at the points. Pavanka, the rookie, has 9 goals this season. Hallworth is the leading goal scorer with 14. This is Pavanka with the puck, kicks it over to Gartner, who is blocked by Patrick. Kicked into the corner. Greshner gets there. Waits, moves it nicely to Kissio. Good play by Greshner.
Well, good play by the Rangers along the boards. First of all, it was Patrick, and then it was Greshner. This is the strongest they may have played all season long against the boards. Washington like to grind it out, get the loose pucks, but New York are playing very strong here on the road.
Christian checked by Huber. Into the corner, Pavanka. He's tied up. Huber goes in there, but out of the corner comes Gartner. Back pass to Stevens. He shoots wide. Pavanka was set up in front for a deflection. Now it's wound around. Oh, Gartner got dumped by Van Beesbroek, who got away with that one. And another man, Christian, got taken down by Huber. The loose puck behind the net. Penalty called on the Caps. Oh, did the Rangers get a break? After 2 Caps were taken down, Gartner's upset. He was taken down by Van Beesbroek, and he's telling Marawelli about it. And now the Caps get called for a penalty as Kelly Miller was taken down by Mike Gartner in retaliation.
It was Huber and Van Beesbroek that knocked him down originally, but that's so obvious it's got to be called. The referee's standing right there. Mike Gartner let his emotions get to him, and he shouldn't. They're on the power play. They had a minute left on the power play, and he negates his team's power play because of taking the penalty. Yes, the other one should have been called, but it wasn't, so his emotions should stay intact. They weren't, and he hurt his hockey club with that.
1 minute to go in Laidlaw's penalty, so the Rangers will eventually wind up with a 1-minute power play. They'll skate 4 aside. There's 2:50 to go in the first period, tied 1-1. It's Gartner for tripping at 17:10.
Incidentally, the man on the bench beside Tom Webster is George McPhee, who was brought in with the hockey club too.
Good to see him back.
Yeah, he's been skating quite a bit. His shoulder's still sore somewhat.
Don't expect to see George McPhee back playing until sometime in January. 4-on-4 as Osborne took himself offside, lost control of the puck, and went in ahead of the puck offside with 2:37 left in this first period. Following the first period, John will be talking with Tony McKegney live in our studio downstairs. And there's George McPhee, always nattily attired. Boy, is he a good dresser. And George getting into it, staying with the team. Took some time off, went down to the islands.
I think, yeah.
Got some rest.
Relaxed. But now he's actually trying to come back too quick. He's been out shooting the puck at practice and things, and his shoulder gets sore, and he gets frustrated. And this may help him being around the team somewhat.
Huber sends in. Mason stops the puck behind the net. 2:20 to go in this first period. Huber from the point with a drive, saved by Mason. Ridley got taken down. Osborne has the puck. Osborne works his way free. Back pass to Ridley. It's off his stick. Ridley bats it around on the near side. Rangers power play begins in 15 seconds as Langway sends it to Hatcher. Hatcher carries down. Tied up by McKegney. Giles takes the puck. Rangers power play begins in 7 seconds. Lead for Ridley. It's off his glove. Stevens has the puck. Laidlaw is back. Rangers have a man advantage with 1:50 to go. First power play for the Rangers in the game. Puck is moved to Kissio. Francis getting on him. Kissio wards him off. And the Rangers start up. Greshner, Kissio, McKegney, Sandstrom, and Patrick. Patrick has the puck. Lead to McKegney. Gets around Bobby Gould. McKegney centers off the skate, deflects to the corner. 35 seconds to go on the power play. Kissio checked by Blum. McKegney pokes it to Sandstrom. Sandstrom tried to get it back to him. Francis Getty clears the puck. 1:20 to go in the first period. 1-1 the score. 25 seconds to go on the power play for the Rangers. James Patrick. Lead for Kissio off his stick, and Stevens clears it down. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Greshner finds Huber, and Huber gives it away. Duchesne comes in. He shoots. Glove save. Van Beesbroek plays the boards. Teams will be back at full strength in 3 seconds. Gartner is back, and the teams are at full strength. McKegney has the puck along the boards. 45 seconds to go in the first period. Langway's tied up with Kissio. Sandstrom tried to center block. Kissio has the puck. Up the boards to Greshner with some room. He drives it. Save by Mason. Head save. McKegney was tied up with Murphy, and a penalty called as Gardner comes down. He was tripped up. Gardner comes in 3-on-1. Gardner shoots. Save Van Beesbroek. The rebound goes wide. 20 seconds to go in the period. Hubert touches the puck, and a penalty called on the Rangers. Hooking is the call. Greshner is the man. With 21 seconds to go in the first period, the Caps will go on their 4th power play of the game. And here it is. Watch Gartner coming out of the zone, and Greshner getting the stick on the leg. Down goes Gartner, and the break comes down the ice. And here's Gartner changing his style of shooting, John, on Van Beesbroek.
He went in deep, but the idea of making the deke or the shot, he got in too tight on Van Beesbroek. Gardner has had some kind of a first period, Sam.
Greshner for hooking at 19:39. Caps had a 2-man advantage earlier. They're 0 for 3 on the power play thus far. 1-1 the score. 21 seconds to go in the first period. Ridley and Haworth on the draw. Giles, Laidlaw, Maloney, and Ridley on for the Rangers. Loose in the circle. Ridley trying to find the puck. It's still loose. Nice play by Giles. Gets it out. Giles to Maloney. Offside as Maloney weaved at the line. Giles went in ahead of the play. 11 seconds to go in this first period. Shots on goal in the first period. Washington 17, Rangers 12. Good tough checking game along the boards, John, as you pointed out. And certainly Brian Murray has to be a little upset with the fact that the Caps haven't been able to cash in on their power play opportunities.
And the big scoring chances they've had have been people like Gartner in there and not finishing at all. But you remember one thing, Washington are forcing the play in the New York zone a lot. New York is going with 5 defensemen. If this continues like this, it may get worn down somewhat, those 5 defensemen for New York. There's been not a lot of play in the last half of this period in the Washington zone.
Maloney gets to the puck, bounces it toward the net. Mason stops it. 5 seconds to go in the first period. Lead is for Haworth. Drives one from center, stick to side, and that does it. So the power play will carry over into the second period. 1:39 to go, and the penalty to Ron Greshner. John Van Beesbroek had a fine first period. Made some outstanding saves on dead-on shots. And at the end of one, it's the Rangers won. The Washington Capitals won. Back with Tony McKegney in a moment.
Hold it.
She gives me a quarter usually. 2, please.
One book reaches more homes, helping people find more goods and services. The official directory of New York Telephone. The 9X Yellow Pages. It's always there when you need it.
smooth. The night belongs to Michelob.
As the holidays come around, it's nice to know that even if something breaks, it won't break you. If you shop with the American Express card, because until December 31st, we will extend the free repair period of the manufacturer's warranty. In fact, we'll double it, up to an extra year. Just in case the things you buy aren't all that they're cracked up to be. But be sure to register your purchases with Buyer's Assurance and use the American Express card.
What is it that makes New York's daily numbers such a fun game to play? Could it be that you can play it any day of the week? Or that all you have to do is pick 3 numbers, any 3 you want? Maybe it's because you can win lots of cash. Or maybe it's because you can play it wherever you play Lotto. Well, whatever it is, New Yorkers agree. New York's daily numbers is more fun than a barrel of tuna. I was going to say tuna, honest. A barrel of tuna.
New York's daily numbers, wherever you play Lotto.
A participating advertiser in this game is Eastern Airlines. Sam Rosen and John Davidson at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. Score tied 1-1, end of 1. And the man who has the Rangers goal, Tony McKegney, is with John Davidson right now. Let's go to John.
Thanks a lot, Sam. Tony, boy, oh boy, you like this Patrick Division trade. The New York Rangers, you've been hot.
It's working out good, John. You know, team's starting to come on a little bit more. We're getting a couple wins, and it helps a lot, you know, the confidence and so forth.
You seem to come out a little bit better this first period. Even though they had the power play chance for a large part of the period, your team was seemed to be ready for a change.
Well, we were, yeah. We've been guilty of having some bad first periods. Montreal being our worst. We got down 2-0, it seemed like, after a minute of play. And tonight we wanted to get out, either have a tie or a lead in the first period, and we've got a tie. And with the Capitals, you really have to stay close with them.
You've been traded. This is your 4th hockey club that you've played for in the National Hockey League. Knock has always been Tony McKegney going to a team, going very, very well for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then leveling off. You haven't seemed to have done that in New York. Why would you say the difference is?
Well, I'm getting a lot of playing time, and, you know, I think you learn through experience. You know, obviously I've been around 9 years now. I've been on 4 different teams, and I think I'm challenging myself to have a good, complete year. You know, I'm scoring right now on a 40-goal pace. I think I can keep that up, and that's what I'm shooting for this year.
How about the situation in Minnesota? A lot of people say Lorne Henning's a good young coach. He has good credentials coming out of the American Hockey League. A lot of people do like his style, yet you didn't seem to fit in there.
Well, I never really played real well for Lorne. Last year, obviously, I had an off year. I'll admit that. And this year, it seemed like I wasn't really in their plans. They had 28 players at the beginning of the season, and 8 of them were left wingers. So I'm just happy to be coming to New York, getting a chance to play and a chance to score goals.
And you've got some family connections in New York, I understand.
Well, yes, I do. My wife was very pleased to be moving back into New York State. She's from Buffalo, New York, and it feels like we're much closer to home. We still make our home in Williamsville, New York, and it's great being back on the East Coast.
How do you find the Patrick division? It's more of a grinding division or not? Or is that a fallacy?
I find a lot of comparisons. I played in the Adams division for 7 years with Buffalo and Quebec. And I find a lot of similarities. It's very tight checking, a little more hitting than the Norris division, and there are great rivalries. You know, every team seems to be a big rival, and I think that's great. It's like playoff hockey during the year.
Earlier in this hockey game, the first period, you scored your 15th goal of the season. We're going to take a look at it on the monitor. If you can explain how things developed.
Well, Kelly Kissio made a good play keeping the puck in. It was going to come out of our end, and I couldn't really see the puck. I just wanted to go to the net, try and get either my skate or my stick on it, and I just kept driving, and as you can see, my momentum carried the puck into the net, and when things are going well, the puck's going in the net, things like that happen.
Things have gone well, real well. Hopefully for you and the Rangers, they will for the next 2 periods. Thank you.
All right, John, thanks.
Okay, upstairs, Sam Rosen.
Thanks, John, and thanks to Tony McKegney. We're between periods 1 and 2 here at the Capitol Center. Score is tied 1-1. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened in the NHL last month.
As much as I'd like to take credit for Mazda's success, it's really cars like this 626 sedan that deserve the credit. When I recommend one, people are quick to see why it's such a perfect family car. It's got a versatile interior, great seats, too. But it also has all the credentials of a road car. I'll tell you, people sure don't mind hearing it's thousands less than the average new car today, either.
Jimmy, I knew you'd forget to tell him about the trunk.
Oh, yes, it's got a nice trunk.
Nice big trunk.
Nice big trunk.
Thank you. Another one.
You know, I wondered why I was seeing so many Visa cards for manufacturers Hanover. Then I found out they've got lower interest rates than most major banks and a bigger credit line. Look at this. Manufacturers Hanover again. Their premier Visa card, an even bigger credit line, and more benefits. Call them at 1-800-251-6800 to apply. And don't say you never got a tip from a waiter.
This young woman is about to repair her own car. As you watch, she's actually fixing one of the biggest problems facing today's engines: clogged fuel injectors. She's fixing it with Mobile Super Unleaded Gasoline. Its advanced detergent formula can unclog fuel injectors and give your car a new injection of power. Drive your engine clean with Mobile Super Unleaded, high octane with a plus.
Presenting a Christmas sale.
Bah, humbug.
Wherein even Scrooge learns the whiz is Christmas.
Sir, there is a Christmas sale beyond compare.
Bah.
For gifts of audio, video, records, and tapes, there is a Christmas sale beyond compare.
Bah, where?
At America's fastest growing home entertainment centers.
Yes, the Whiz, where all 957 Whiz employees wish you happy holidays. And remember, nobody beats the Whiz. Who makes Christmas Christmas?
Rangers and Caps tied 1-1. We're between the first and second periods here at the Capitol Center. We know you can't watch all the games in the National Hockey League, and you may have missed some of the wild, funny, and exciting things that happened last month in the NHL. Bruce Beck has this look back.
It happened in the NHL in November. The longest goal of the month was recorded by Willie Huber, a 100-foot knuckleball that skips on by Winnipeg goaltender Pokey Reddick. Just 3 weeks later, Huber gets another puck airborne and almost gets the same result. But Gilles Malache gets a little bit luckier. The picture-perfect set play of the month goes to Pittsburgh's Mario Lemieux, who feeds a wide-open Terry Ruskowski. Stunning execution. John Erickson earned the nickname The Shadow for following Mario Lemieux around the ice one night in Pittsburgh. A headbutt and a little hook. A reversal, followed by a takedown. Some chin music. All in all, it was a rough night for both players, but they finished in style with a little waltz. Erickson was on the receiving end of this check by Tom Martin of the Winnipeg Jets. A quick visit to the Winnipeg bench. Talk about Mark Osborne's wicked slap shot. Just ask Flyers goalie Chico Resch. When Osborne's not happy with an opponent, he gets very sticky about it. In the Chicago-New Jersey game, Wayne Presley in the top of your screen took advantage of young Craig Willanen, hitting him in the top of the neck. But Steve Richmond roared to the rescue. After Richmond ended up in the penalty box, Devils coach Doug Carpenter was not too pleased with referee Mike Noeth. This is it, the stare of the year. Let's try another angle. In Quebec, they've discovered a new dance. The hit of the month on Larry Milnick. And finally, the many emotions of Phil Esposito. Victory! It happened in the NHL in November.
Hope you enjoyed that look back with Bruce Beck. We're between periods 1 and 2. 1-1 is the score. John and I will have highlights in just a moment.
Experience Panasonic VHS Hi-Fi. From videotapes or stereo TV, sound so rich, so vibrant. Anything less pales in comparison. Hello? Video recorder headquarters with hi-fi sound. Another Panasonic experience, just slightly ahead of our time.
Members Only made you this promise. When you put it on, something happens. Now there's a Members Only fragrance for men. Members Only aftershave and cologne. The stylish fragrance. When you put it on, something happens. Members Only.
With every members-only purchase of $17.50, you get this handy travel ensemble, a free gift to you from Stearns.
Enter the world of a fallen angel on the next Entertainment Tonight. Former Charlie's Angel Cheryl Ladd talks about her dramatic new role as a nurse who must battle her own drug problem.
Then share the moment of triumph with director Steven Spielberg and former NBC boss Grant Tinker.
It's our close-up coverage of 2 star-studded Hollywood award ceremonies.
Plus, how funny are those 3 amigos? Find out from Katie Kelly when you enter the world of Entertainment Tonight.
Monday at 7:30 here on Channel 9.
10 years ago, a used car cost me $50. That and a gallon of Peak antifreeze got me through the winter. But now, $50 wouldn't buy a mud flap on this baby. But Peak gets me through the winter.
Welcome back to the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. Moments away from the start of the second period. And a real good first period, John. Both teams working pretty hard along the boards. Caps had several power play opportunities against the Rangers. Rangers penalty killing was good.
It had to be good. 4 out of 5 minors that period went to the New York Rangers. I think a lot of that was Washington working in the New York zone that draws penalties. The New York Ranger defenseman, I thought, held up very well considering the pressure in that zone. I believe there was 14 faceoffs in one team's zone or the other, 12 in New York, 2 in Washington's zone, and that makes a big difference. Those defensemen for New York had to work.
Rangers were down 2 men for a minute and 11 seconds, and an outstanding job killing that off. John Van Beesbrook, I thought, had an outstanding first period.
Outstanding is right. He had work early. He was challenging. He went to them. He didn't sit back. He didn't drop too early. He's right on top of the puck. And if you make the first saves and the people around you clear the second one, so there is not a second shot, it goes pretty good. And he was sharp, razor sharp.
Second period will start with the Rangers down a man once again as Greshner took that penalty in the Rangers offensive zone. And once again, it was Van Beesbrook coming up with an important save as the Caps broke down the ice.
Caps had 18 shots on goal that period. That's the most they've had in one period all season long. So you know that they're out and they're hungry. And I think Van Beesbrook, if his team keeps taking penalties, hang in there. You can have a long night at the office.
Going to have a big one. But the Rangers, as far as offense goes, really couldn't get anything going because of those penalties. Really couldn't get any flow going to their offense.
With the Rangers not being in the Washington zone all that much, it almost looked like Mason, the goaltender, even though he didn't have a bad period, looked like he was not real sharp around the puck. And if the Rangers can get in there and forecheck somewhat, they stripped Stevens one time. They had some shots where Mason looked a little awkward, falling back on his behind. In other words, he's on his heels where he loses his balance. They've got to force the play, but they have not been. Washington forced the play.
Okay, we will be set to start the second period here at the Capitol Center as the teams are coming back out on the ice. We'll be back in just a moment.
Eastern is the shuttle airline.
It's second nature to me to take the Eastern shuttle. Wouldn't think about using anybody else. I know there's lots of competition, but they're the people I just go to.
And I'm happy with it. And I don't think I'd go to any of the other airlines.
I think the Eastern shuttle has always been very efficient. It's become even more so with the improvements.
Improvements like snacks and beverages, roomier seating, and more comfortable terminals. The Eastern Air Shuttle Plus.
You've gone from a cab ride to closer to a limousine ride.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
Teams back on the ice. First period scoring. Tony McKegney is 15th from Sandstrom and Kissio at 5:29. And then the Caps answer back as their fourth line was on the ice. And with a heads-up play, Lou Francis Getty scoring his 7th from Greenlaw and Sampson at 6:44. Shots on goal, Caps 18, as John mentioned, the most they've had in a single period this season. Rangers 12. And power play opportunities, Caps 0 for 3, Rangers 0 for 1, and second period starts with the Rangers down a man. Greshner will be off for another minute and 21 seconds. Our next Rangers telecast on WOR TV Channel 9 is Tuesday night, December the 30th at 7:30 from the Igloo, the Pittsburgh Civic Arena, Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Gartner had 4 shots on goal, the most on his hockey club during that first period. Every time Gartner scores a goal, $1,000 from some sponsors in the area go to the Children's Hospital here in Washington, which is very nice, but not much luck for that side. For that side.
I'm sure they were thinking it'd be a lot more. 5-on-4 skating advantage for the Caps. 1 minute and 39 to go. Not 1:21. 1 minute 39 to go on the penalty to Ron Greshner. It's Murphy and Stevens at the points for Washington. Murphy has the puck. Miller, Maloney, Giles, and Laidlaw on for the Rangers. Van Beesbroek plays it. Kept in. Murphy, nice move to keep the puck in the zone. Around to Greg Adams. Comes centers, but the Rangers there covering the slot well.
I think one player that would enjoy this style of a game is Melnick, who's back in New York. Not dressed, so they didn't bring him along because there was no ice time to practice with, and the team returns right after this game. But this is a lot of penalty killing and a lot of grinding in their own zone, and that's the type of game he likes to play.
Puck moved ahead. Murphy. Giles on him. Van Beesbroek tries to poke into the corner and does. Maloney unable to clear as Adams stopped it. Now Maloney forces it out. And it's offside. Good work by Don Maloney along the boards. 44 seconds to go on the penalty to Ron Greshner. Are you surprised Kjell Samuelsson was scratched today?
Somewhat. I think that Kjell Samuelsson is a player that I have seen this year play well on the island. I saw him play well in Philadelphia, and those are tough buildings to play in. Yet I think he tires on occasion, so I can understand their thought. Sit him out a night, and this is a tough stretch, a number of games in a short week.
Right.
Maybe give him a rest and let him play some more. Haworth, who is a left winger converted to center last year, has been a good player for this club. He's been used a lot, and they're really trying to monitor his stamina because the amount of ice time he's been getting, and he has been a bright light for Washington throughout their tough early beginning.
They've got to use him a lot. He's the only guy who's putting the puck in the net.
He and Pavanka at center. Gustafson, remember, is gone. He plays in Europe now. And they were hurting at that position. He's been a blessing for them.
Good move by Huber, really driving it around the boards. And out of the zone, 25 seconds to go on the penalty to Greshner. Caps came into the game last in the NHL on the power play. Just over 12% efficiency on the power play. Here's Stevens carrying. Knocked away from him. Ridley goes back to Huber. Huber clears. 10 seconds to go on the power play.
And again, you have to mention Washington last, as you just mentioned again, Sam. The New York Rangers go after them, go after them, go after them when they're on the power play. Don't let them set up.
There's Greshner coming back, and the teams are at full strength. Pavanka carrying the puck, driving one from the line, off the glove of Van Beesbroek, and up into the crowd, stopping play. 18-13 to go in the second period. 1-1 is the score. There is Michael Pavanka.
His name means flower, and he's a good hockey player. Last year in the World Junior Championships that were held actually in Hamilton, Ontario, Washington had him, who they had drafted. He was the most valuable player for the Czechoslovakian team. They had a player by the name of Leach, who was the most valuable player for the American junior team. And Tatarinov, who was the most valuable player for the Soviet Union. All three of them are Washington drafts. And if they ever get that Tatarinov out of the Soviet Union to play here, which might be impossible, he is a great player.
Ivan Korval, one of their other promising rookies, has joined the Canadian junior team, who will play in the World Junior Championships. Coming up, shot by Murphy. High off the glass. Barrett sending it all the way through. McKegney plays it. Checked by Duchesne. Kept in by Murphy. Shoots again. Save Van Beesbroek. Duchesne couldn't poke it in. Van Beesbroek stopped him. McKegney with Kissio ahead of him. Kissio comes in. He's tied up by Duchesne. Comes to McKegney offside. Sandstrom was in ahead of the play as they tied up Kissio coming across the line. 17:54 to go in the second period. Score tied 1-1.
We're Manufacturers Hanover, changing and growing to meet your needs. In Los Angeles, our global network opens doors worldwide for a departing silk importer. In Cleveland, our CIT sales financing company provides funding for a dealer's inventory. In New York, our bank's home equity loan helps a family build a new playroom. WOR manufacturers Hanover. And now you know why we're called the financial source worldwide.
This is a young crowd. Way to start becoming a hockey fan early. It is great.
Yeah, you bet. We've seen this matchup a lot in this game already. Pavanka opposing Kissio.
There's Kevin Hatcher carrying the puck. And into the Rangers zone off the corner boards. Giles gets to it, plays near side. Pavanka was able to block it. In the corner, Bobby Gould, checked by Sandstrom. Good move by Sandstrom, quickly getting over onto the open forward. Rangers able to clear the zone. A hard hit by Langway on Kissio. Duchesne, two-line pass whistled against the Caps. Hatcher and Sandstrom push. And the linesmen get in.
Sandstrom finished his check on Hatcher. Hatcher didn't like it. They started to get together, and who would like it? McKegney skated over to aid Sandstrom, who just sort of laid back on the play.
This program is authorized by Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without the expressed written consent of Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated, is prohibited. Want to take this moment to congratulate the New York Football Giants, the NFC Eastern Division champions. The man holding the ice bag to his head is the man we talked about earlier, Al Koken, broadcaster for Home Team Sports and the Washington Capitals. If you joined us like before the game, he was setting up for the open downstairs, and a flying puck hit him in the head. He took 5 stitches.
He said he's woken up on Sunday mornings with bad headaches before. This is ridiculous.
He kept the puck. Gartner. Gartner trying to wrap it around, was tied up by Greshner. Now it's Huber. Weaves away from David Jensen. Lambert couldn't play it. Stevens keeps it in for Washington. Caps continuing good forechecking against the Rangers. Rangers still unable to get the puck down to the Cap zone. There's a shot that's blocked. Another shot by Gartner, by Christian, was stopped. Greshner had a headlock on Christian.
Van Beesbroek doing a lot of things right. He's playing his angle smart, so pucks are hitting him when he's screened. And that last time, Christian shot the puck, and Van Beesbroek already had the shaft of his stick on the ice, and it just hit him.
Here comes Christian across the line against Laidlaw. Centers for Stevens. Save. Rebound. Another save. And it's back behind the net. Francis Getty centers. Maloney is there to take it. 3-on-3 Rangers come out. Patrick is with them on the rush. Stevens takes the puck.
Now, Don Maloney turned the puck over there on the blue line. He's got to get that puck deep, and his team has to forecheck. You're seeing Washington do it, and I'll guarantee you the defensemen for New York are going to run out of gas because they're getting bumped and hit every time they play in their own zone.
Laidlaw pulled down, penalty called on the Washington Capitals. Rangers delayed penalty as the Rangers move the puck up. Ridley will try to get into the Cap zone. Rangers have an extra man on the delayed penalty. Now the puck is touched. The faceoff will be in the Cap zone. 15:48 to go, second period. 1-1 the score, and a Rangers power play coming up.
At Aqueduct, smart New Yorkers take home over $2 million every day.
For $2 you can bet all 6 races? It's the pick 6. And where do you see the jackpot?
Luck, just talent.
Where's the Big A been all our lives?
Right here. Make money today. Go to the Big A. Post time, 12:30 p.m.
Lou Francis-Getty gets 2 minutes for hooking at 4:12. Rangers go on their second power play. The first one was 1 minute in length. They did not get a shot on goal. Francis-Getty smiles for the camera.
Watch as Laidlaw made a good play to switch his speed and his direction, and Francis-Getty reached up with a hockey stick and pulled him down. New York were 3 for 8 against Washington, the first game this year of the interdivisional series. Huber, LaRouche, and Ridley scored in that game on the power play. They were 0 for 3 in Montreal the other night on the power play.
Rangers power play has been struggling. And Beesbrook plays it to McKegney. Sandstrom had to let it go, otherwise would have been a 2-line pass, and there it is. It is a 2-line pass. 15:36 to go in the second period.
New York has given up 5 shorthanded goals. 4 of them have been on the road. Washington just have 1 shorthanded goal for. That was scored by Gould. Edmonton and Philadelphia lead the league with 11 each shorthanded goals in the season.
Rangers have had only 4 power play goals in the last 28 chances, John, and it's really been struggling.
It's been a sore spot for them. I think one reason, ever since the Podudny, Sandstrom, Osborne line was broken up because of injury and Osborne's problem was his father passed away, that line had been carrying them on the power play, I think, anyway. And that just hasn't been together as a unit, and therefore the power play has suffered somewhat.
Greshner and Huber on the points. Kissio, McKegney, and Sandstrom up front as Greshner moves the puck. Duchesne, Gartner, Langway, and Hatcher on for Washington. Greshner stops. Good checking there by Gartner. Rangers send in, but Hatcher's going to play it right back out. And Duchesne ties up Greshner. Gartner comes in with a puck, fakes the shot, moves on in. Shot it high. Well, it's been that kind of a season for Mike Gartner.
What a great move to get around Willie Huber as he faked the shot.
Sandstrom comes in, double teamed by Adams and Langway, and taken down. Hatcher lifts it up and out.
Some people don't score. You wonder about their effort. Wow, I'll tell you, Gartner has played his heart out in this hockey game, and he just simply can't finish.
While their power play has not been good, the penalty killing for the Caps has been outstanding. They've killed off 14 in a row now, including that 1-minute Ranger advantage in the first period.
First 15 games of the year, their penalty killing was rated last in the league. It is now up to, I believe, 16th, excuse me. The improvement has been there recently with this hockey club.
Blum clears. They've allowed only 7 goals the last 44 times short, and that's very good penalty killing. Here comes Ridley across. Ridley with some room. He centered. He had some room to shoot, but centered the puck. Hallworth. Rangers have not had a shot on goal on the power play. Giles couldn't keep it in.
They're not even close.
Here's Patrick. To Osborne. Centers for Ridley. Again he passed. Another shot blocked. Blum tied up by LaRouche. Power play is over. Loose puck behind the net. Teams are at full strength. Stevens has it. Francis Getty sends to Christian. Now to Hallworth. Across. Dropped to Christian. Shot deflected and knocked aside by Van Beesbrook. Francis Getty gets it to Hallworth. Comes out, lost control. Laidlaw couldn't knock it away. Hallworth back pass. Ridley has the puck. Scott Stevens is there. Ridley waits for help. Dumps in. Rangers change. Ridley had 2 chances to shoot, I thought, John, and passed them up.
He's being unselfish, Sam, but the thing is, he's one of the few forwards that seems to have a lot of jump for the Rangers right now.
Right. Francis Getty with a shot deflects up into the crowd. 13-12 to go in the second period. And the score remains tied in a tight checking game, 1-1.
Experience the supernatural. A TV image so lifelike, it fills the room with its presence. With stereo TV sound and CompuFocus video optics. The Panasonic Omniseries Color TV. It's a phenomenal experience. From Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
That's